something I learned in the School of Hard Knocks. It's from my personal life, but it helped me to be a better leader, not just at home, but also with my companies as well, and my organizations. And I believe it'll help you as well, okay? So now, as you've already heard, I'm a father of 3 adult kids. My youngest is my son. He's 24 years old. He graduated with his degree 2 years ago, and last year he went back and got his master's. As you can imagine, I'm a very proud father. And of course, last year, he also had our first granddaughter. But now, at the age of 13, that same son, I got a text message from my daughter, who's 31 now. She was in college at the time, and she called me from Mississippi, and she was crying, and she said, "Daddy, I just got a text message from Jonathan where he's talking about killing himself." And that floored me. And I immediately went and checked him out of school, brought him home, and I did something with him called, "Are you done with your coffee, sir?" "No." "Okay, can I play with it?" "Yes." Whoa. Called a heart talk. And I took a stuffed heart and I said, "Son, I'm going to place my heart in your hand. And as long as my heart is in your hand, you can say whatever you want to say to me. And I will not judge you or interrupt you as long as you're talking and sharing with me from your heart." And he did that for about 35, 40 minutes, a lot of tears and so forth and so on. And when he finished, he placed my heart back in my hand. Okay? It's called a heart talk. And so the 4H questions to better listening is a process that I learned in that situation, that scenario with my son, that has helped to enhance my listening ability. Now, before I go any further, let me prove it to you. How many in the room, growing up in school, college, middle school, elementary, whatever, have ever taken like a speaking class or a speech class? Raise your hand. Speech class, some type of a speech class, okay? All right, okay, very good. Hands down. Raise your hand in the same scenario in school, elementary, middle school, high school, college, technical school, if you've ever had a listening class. And no hand is raised. No hand is raised. Because most of us have never had a listening class. Now, when I'm teaching customer service, I point out to my participants, if none of us have had listening classes, doesn't that kind of give us a hint that we have to be more intentional on listening? True or false? True. Have you ever heard it from your significant other? "Sometimes you just don't listen to me," okay? Maybe from your kids, all right? And so the 4H questions to better listening will probably help. If you really take it into consideration, it will probably help a lot with enhancing your listening ability. Number one, the first step with the 4H questions to better listening. Number one, what is their heart? What is their heart? So back to my son. My job was to find out what's happening in his heart. Okay, why is there such a disconnect? If you didn't know this before, let me share it with you now. As leaders, everyone communicates, but few connect. How many know it's very important to connect with people, not just to talk? True or false? Absolutely, okay? And so I had to find out, how can I connect with them? And what I did not realize is that my son was suffering from a low self-esteem. He was being bullied at school, and he was taking his mom's medicine from a knee surgery, taking her medication to school, selling the pills for $15 a pop. Okay? All that I found out during the heart talk, because dear old dad took the time to sit down and finally use those 2 ears and to shut that one mouth. Okay? So what is their heart? Number 2, what is their hurt? What is their hurt? What's going on in a person's life that may be bringing about a hurtful experience? You've heard it before. Hurt people hurt people. Here's an add-on. And they're easily hurt by people. Okay? So what is their hurt? And number three, what is their hope? What would be that expected end? And that day, my friends, at 13, I asked my son, I said, "Do me a favor, son. Imagine 5 years from now, from this very day. Where do you want to be 5 years from now?" He said, I want to be in college. I want to go to college. I want a better life. And can you imagine when he walked down that aisle with that degree? Oh, big old tough dad, the wrestler.
Yeah.
Tears flowing down my chest. Because it dawned on me on that graduation day, especially from college, what he's doing now was a part of that hope that came out of that hurt when he was 13. Okay? And then the final H is this: how can I help? How can I help? The 4 H questions to better listening. Okay?